Backstage buzz, we prep for the sound. The curtain falls and the crowd's all round. The night's still young and the stage is set. Our voice is ready, no time for regret. Wisdom and laughter in a verbal embrace. Tonight we're ruling this electric space. What a dream when it's time for us. Diving deep in after-show debates. Echoed by with hot takes so contentious. Hearts race on, our pulse relentless. Yeah, we're alive with every mic. Yeah, like the stars and like the night. Yeah.
It's Sunday.
It is.
Hello, naysayers. We are back for the last Sunday show for the foreseeable future. The Aftershow Podcast will be back to its normal Fridays. I'll be back to a more normal sleep schedule because the Marvel Rivals closed beta it's over. It's shovered. It's over today. This was the last day. So sad, but it will return someday. So we're gonna talk about our final impressions, the end, the future of the game, and all that good stuff. We'll also talk about what to expect from D23 next week. That should be potentially interesting. I did a video about that as well. And finally, we get to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh yeah,
spoilers.
Man, they like got through that first weekend and then they were like, fuck all of y'all that ain't seen it. Spoiler time. And it went like heavy and hard. And I felt bad, but then I was like, you should have gone and see the movie.
Absolutely. This was clearly a movie that you had to go see. Like,
yeah.
I've been, I've also been like kind of dragging my feet, like, no, I want to really see that in the theater. I was like, no, Deadpool and Wolverine, that's going to be the movie. If you're a comic fan, if you're a Ryan Reynolds fan, if you're a Hugh Jackman fan, if you're any kind of fan of the characters, you get your tickets in advance, you go see the damn movie the first weekend, period. No excuses.
It really do be like that, you know what I mean?
Make it happen. So we are going to be talking spoilers. Of course, Deadpool Wolverine, to the surprise of no one, is a massive hit. One of the biggest openings of all time. Obviously destroyed its own record for best R-rated movie opening. It's been in theaters 10 days and is currently sitting at $842 million total. So safe to say, $1 billion movie.
I said it was going to make $1 billion. So
yeah, there was no. Yeah, if Deadpool and Wolverine didn't make $1 billion, I said this too. If Deadpool and Wolverine didn't make $1 billion, the MCU would have to pack it up.
I think movie theaters would have to pack it up.
That all of the above.
Like legitimately, like that is like, it's kind of like Not Like Us is the song of the summer. This is the movie of the summer.
Yeah, 100%.
Like this is the reason movie theaters exist.
Yeah, there was not a doubt in my mind this movie was not going to be a success. Like that it just became a matter of how much of a success.
It could have been featuring Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine, and it still would have made $1 billion.
I wouldn't go that far.
I was feeling it.
Yeah, that's not gonna hurt ourselves. But appreciate everyone. What's up? What's up, Kevin? What's up, Steven? Thank you for being our first chatters. I guess we get into a little Marvel Rivals first. It's Jay's favorite new game.
All right, let me get it out of the way.
Yeah.
When's the release date? Do you have a code? And how are you playing?
Let's see. The release date is 2029. I used all of my codes except for one, which I'm not going to reveal. And I'm playing on the superior PS5.
I didn't say, like, what are you playing? I said, how are you playing?
Yeah, on a PS5.
How do you get a code?
I asked the genie.
How do drops work? No, how, like they're gone already? How to drop them? This is a scam.
This was Jay's favorite part of the entire process.
Oh my God.
The Twitch drops.
I never thought I could hate people more than I did. Like certifiably some of the stupidest people. It is not complicated to figure out, and the amount of hand holding necessary to like, I didn't even bother streaming some of the time because I couldn't deal with it.
Jay can be a grumpy Gus, but he's also not totally wrong here. If even Jay Shotglass can figure it out, you should feel bad if you can't.
I mean, that's a high bar.
Jay Shotglass is old and a fool.
That is not accurate, and that is not just you think it is. But I digress.
He is a boomer. If he can figure out this technology, you should be able to.
Yeah, it's man. I am very curious to see like when it comes out because I feel like we could drop it tomorrow. You know.
I think they could use an open beta.
Yeah.
To test the no training wheels. Just let the servers free. See how they can handle it. Do one open beta, hopefully with some more significant balancing this time around. You know, they made a few changes from the alpha, but they could definitely have made some more sweeping balancing stuff. I'll be looking forward to that, especially if they're going to add new characters as well, which we know they are, and we've seen it. I don't know if you saw it. I know you like to avoid. I sent you something, but I know you like to avoid spoilers when you can to certain things.
Oh no, I ignored that. I saw Miller's tweet, and I saw the picture of.
Yeah, I've seen all the new characters that they're adding, and I'm looking forward to it. They definitely cooked.
It's a huge list.
Very, very huge list. A lot of characters coming to Marvel Rivals in the future. I hope they're not as disappointing as Hulk and Thor.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but like Thor was very disappointing, and I'm literally wearing my Thor shirt. Yeah. I got my Thor dog right here. That's a good voice set. So like, yeah, it's crazy how underpowered he was. But yeah.
Hoarder.
I'll tell you one thing that's crazy though, the cheating that came out today.
Yeah.
I noticed it last night. One of my followers, Mandy, she was tweeting something about a round she just played. I'm going to read the tweet. 44 kills and 98% accuracy and 2 overwhelming wins as Star-Lord and Marvel Rivals. 98% no way, not possible. Okay, Marvel Rivals has a cheating problem. Same guy, Punisher this time. 38 kills on 96% accuracy. There's just no way that happens. No chance. And then the tweets came out about cheating.
Yep, and the blog came out about cheating. Marvel Rivals on top of it. Obviously, it's a game. It's a multiplayer PvP game where PC players are allowed to participate. So of course, there's going to be a lot of cheating because they can't help themselves over there. But Marvel Rivals jumped on top of it. They dropped this blog announcing account bans. They gave a list of all the people they've banned for cheating so far during the beta. Here's
they name and shamed.
Name and shame. They did some censoring, but they
just did the IDs.
They got the game ID. They gave abbreviated player nickname and a reason for ban, and it's a thorough list.
I actually would have respected it way more if they just named and shamed completely.
Yeah, I mean, you already account banned them. You might as well go all the way. But yeah, Marvel Rivals. You know, that's always an issue with these games. But I'm glad they're on top of it.
This is true.
This is also true. Like it's sad. It's sad enough that you're such a loser that you have to use cheating software at all
in a beta.
Not to mention in a closed beta for a Marvel video game, but you can't even hit 100% of your shots. using cheating software, you suck. You are a failure.
To answer this question real quick, I don't think they're going to do persona cards for live events. I think they're going to be the in-game events where you have to like do it at a certain time, or the action figures.
I thought you were talking about Hollow Live for a second. I was like, is this about to be a VTuber segment?
No. So in WWE 2K24, they have these new. All right, listen, I know. Okay. Kind of like they have My Faction, which is like all the card games in the NBA.
Right.
So they have this thing called a persona card that you can get. And if you get that card, you can use that version of the character throughout the game. For instance, right now at Target, if you buy Wave 23 of the Marvel Legends Elite figures, it comes with a code that you can redeem for an action figure version of Hulk Hogan. So you're playing as an action figure Hulk Hogan in the game, and it's actually sick. I love those ones. So that's mostly the persona cards I look for, but they have like in-game things that you can play to earn certain ones. But I don't really. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't play the game anywhere near enough to like get that.
But those that do, they can get the.
I don't care.
Okay, nice.
He asked the question. Okay, I just wanted to answer it. Last night was SummerSlam, one of the best WWE pay-per-views probably in the last 10 years.
Ooh.
It was incredible. Roman Reigns got cheered like by everyone, which is insane.
Was The Rock there?
The Rock was not there, but it's setting up for The Rock to come back.
Was Stone Cold there?
No.
Undertaker?
No.
Kane?
No.
Sting?
No.
Goldberg?
Thank God, no.
Macho Man?
Dead.
Well, so is my hope for this genre. Boo.
I mean, listen, you had LA Knight win his first US title, beating Logan Paul. I mean, that's
God.
Anytime you can watch Logan Paul, let me tell you something right now. Okay, I fucking hate Logan Paul. Like, I cannot stand that little bitch. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get so good at anything, as fast as he got good at wrestling. He has no business being as good as he is. He's not just some random celebrity that shows up. He is legitimately, if he just did WWE full time, he could be one of the absolute best to ever do it. Like, he's that good.
I don't believe it.
No, it's absolutely nuts.
It's not real. It's not real.
Machine Gun Kelly walked him out yesterday.
Ugh. Are you trying to convince me to like this?
And Jelly Roll choke slammed Austin Theory. It was
what is a Jelly Roll in an Austin Theory?
You don't know who Jelly Roll is?
I don't know the half of the fuck you're talking about. I don't know.
Jelly Roll's like a country artist. He's like this gigantic dude that his songs are like, I don't really listen to him or anything, but like he's on everything and he's everywhere, and I'm sure you've heard one of his songs.
Literally never heard anything related to this roll of jelly. I know the only new artist I've heard who's been everywhere is Sabrina Carpenter, because she's kind of unavoidable. But I'm not tapped into Jelly Roll.
Well,
does he have a TikTok trend?
I doubt it.
Then I probably haven't heard it.
Yeah.
Like
anyway,
if I'm scrolling through YouTube Shorts, if someone's dancing to it or making a skit to it, that's how I catch your music. If Jelly Roll isn't on one of those, I probably haven't heard it.
I'm sure he's been on something. I couldn't tell you a single one of his songs, but I hear songs and people are like, oh, that's Jelly Roll.
Legitimately, I only listen to music when I'm scrolling through YouTube Shorts or when I'm on Spotify. And when I'm on Spotify, I'm listening only to playlist curated by myself. So I'm not listening to any of this new slop.
Maybe you've seen him. Hold on, I redid my desk today, and I'm not feeling there's some things about it like I can't get my this is Jelly Roll.
Never seen that man in my life.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's certain things I can't get my webcam set back up the way I had it. So like right now it's on just a desk mount. And I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. So I'm trying to figure that part out. That's like, other than that, I love the way my setup is now. It honestly, like, it raised my monitors a little bit and opened up area underneath it where I could store stuff and just makes everything neater. So I was kind of getting like, I've been stacking things everywhere. So in any event, nobody cares. I documented on Twitter all day.
Yeah, we don't. Cape Crusader.
I'm not watching that.
I haven't watched it. Of course, Jay's not watching it, but yeah, I forgot it was out, and then I saw people talk about it. Apparently, it's a new culture war It's a new culture war show.
Very much so.
Yeah, I saw a preview of it. I see why everyone's calling it woke. They gender swapped Penguin.
I mean, they like kind of changed, from what I understand. They changed a bunch of characters.
Yeah,
like a lot.
They made Alfred obese for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Maybe I'll watch an episode and give it a shot. I only saw a little bit of the Penguin portrayal. Wasn't a fan of it, but I'll see if the rest.
I just hope that Rocksteady wasn't watching it, because Oswalda Cobblepot could be season 5's character.
Don't be ridiculous, Jay. They're never getting a season 5. let's be honest here. That's not happening.
But
season 2. Oh, I did. Speaking of disasters, I did reach max level on my Mrs. Freeze in my spare time.
I haven't played the game again since the first day.
I still didn't fight Brainiac yet. I'm saving that for. I figure I'd just do it on stream just to finish it up. But yeah, I was like, well, let me grind Mrs. Freeze over the course of 2 weeks or so, just when I have a spare moment, and just try to see if I can make the character work or feel interesting. Did you? It's better. She's better now that I kind of got the hang of the traversal. I finally managed to actually make a freeze build, because I'm like, holy fuck, all this gear is for fire. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Did you see that it is still the number 11 highest selling game of the year through like July 1st?
That makes sense.
Like through the end of June.
Yeah, I mean, it had a pretty relatively strong start. Obviously driven 99% by PlayStation, but yeah, they had a relatively strong first 3 months, and there hasn't really been that many games to throw them off yet. I mean, you had obviously Helldivers, which was massive, but Persona 3 Reloaded, they outsold that. That did fairly well. Tekken 8 did fairly well. Final Fantasy Rebirth underperformed their expectations. Stellar Blade crossed and they did like 1 million. They crossed over 1 million. So not that many massive sellers. Obviously, Hellblade 2 was a flop. So it makes sense that if you look at all the games that came out, that Suicide Squad will still be in that top 20.
Yeah, I mean, it's outsold.
It's so small. It expanded. Yeah, okay. I can't see it. I know that you had college football this year. Skull and Bones was a flop. So it was really wasn't that much to really knock it out. Yeah, that makes sense. And we still have more games coming out for the rest of the year. But if you look at the rest of the year, you got what? Looking at the rest of the year, it probably should still finish in the top 20. I mean, you have Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows. There's going to be Sparking. Still got Sparking Zero.
Did you say Call of Duty?
We're going to have the new Call of Duty, of course. What else? What else? Is Sonic X Shadows still coming this year?
I think so.
Yeah, Avowed, it got delayed to 2025. You got Indiana Jones.
I think it's just wild that Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto are still like so high on this list.
I mean, they're massive.
Yeah. I know we're kind of bouncing around a little bit already. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if you have anything in there for like Destiny, if that was like going to be a topic.
Oh, we can definitely talk about the absolute fuck show that is Bungie.
Yeah, because I saw this art like this. I commented on Paul Tassi, one of his tweets, and I was just like, I don't understand how you even buy Bungie and not have your number one priority be Destiny 3. I said something to that effect. And there was actually somebody that was like, that responded to it and was like, there's no way that like Destiny 3 would have ever like made sense. Nobody's going to play it. I'm like,
it might be the stupidest game take I've ever heard.
Yeah. Like they're basically saying none of my friends are going to like leave our stuff behind and go play a new game. Like, have you never played a sequel before?
I bet he's the same type of people that said that during Destiny 1. You're a fool.
It's a live service game. There are people like dunking on him like nonstop. I'm like, I'm staying out of this. But I'm gonna watch.
Like legitimately, I would hear people all the time saying, I'm interested in Destiny, but there's just such an overwhelming amount of content and lore that I'm not going to play it. I'll just jump in for Destiny 3. Yeah. Like legitimately, people would absolutely jump on Destiny 3. My thing is though, obviously the big thing is, people talk about the mass layoffs, how they were talking about, oh yeah, when Bungie gets bought, we're not going to have layoffs, and of course we had layoffs. Spoiler alert: whenever any sort of acquisition happens, if they tell you there's not going to be layoffs, they're fucking lying to you. I'm telling you right now. When it was a lie when Microsoft said it, it was a lie when Sony said it. They're lying to you. There's always going to be layoffs, especially in the case of Bungie, which is one of the most horribly mismanaged companies in gaming. The fact that they acquired Bungie and essentially just absorbed it into Sony and didn't fire their CEO is insane.
Like, is that the guy like bragging about all the cars he has?
Yeah. Obviously, setting aside him spending millions of dollars on classic cars while firing a bunch of people, he by his own admission, he horribly mismanaged the company and got them into this situation. The fact that he hasn't resigned, it says a lot.
Yeah, I think that like you have to make a Destiny 3. Like that's like the biggest no-brainer in the history of Earth. You get all these people to I'm sorry, this comment is so perfect. But you get everybody to rebuy that launch version of the game. They would have some sick collector's edition that's like $300.
Of course.
All right. Because right now it's free to play. You get I guarantee you sell 10 million copies at least $70 each. Like that's what you got to do. It's run its course.
Yeah. They were talking about a spinoff. It was a third-person spinoff that they canceled. It's set in the Destiny universe, and they're reportedly now looking to make Marathon work, but I always thought that was a weird choice. It's like you're on Destiny 2, there's still a big Destiny audience. Destiny 2 has kind of ran its course. Why not do Destiny 3? Why try to start over with a brand new IP, especially after you had play testing? You brought in people from other competitive games and asked them what they thought, and and they said mid, we wouldn't play this slop. And
Yeah.
those are Tarkov players, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know that there's like enough space for more extraction shooters. Like, I feel like every other extraction shooter, and I'm not like a big extraction guy, but like, I feel like they've all flopped. You know, um,
Yeah, it's like, but Bungie has their name, but yeah, you can't. You have to have some. You have to have some kind of leg up to get into some of these saturated markets. Like Marvel Rivals, everyone immediately jumped on the whole Overwatch thing, but the thing is, Marvel Rivals, if you play it enough, it's more than just Overwatch. But the this Marvel Rivals has kind of a unique selling point where it's like it doesn't even have to be Overwatch to be successful, and that's why it's found its niche. It's kind of scratching that little bit of that hero shooter itch, but it's got all the cool Marvel characters that people love. So it's kind of occupying its own lane. So whether or not it ends up being better than Overwatch 2, it's still going to have success on the market. So it's managed to carve itself in there. Meanwhile, Concord was trying to break into that hero shooter market as a $40 hero shooter that's trying to occupy that kind of Destiny, not fully Destiny, not fully. It's like taking the PvP from Destiny that Destiny itself doesn't really do much anymore. It's kind of like a novelty mode at this point, and trying to get in a little bit on that Overwatch market. But like, what would you rather do? Play Overwatch for free, or play Marvel Rivals for free, or pay $40 for Concord? Like, it's a no it's no
Did you end up playing Concord at all?
Only for that first like hour that I streamed it, and I never put it back on.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it also was not something I would ever spend $40 on.
Not 100%. Like, yeah, it was like free to play. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll come back when they add more game modes to try to see if I like it a little more. If I can, they made some changes, make the characters a little more engaging again. But when I remembered, oh, this is a $40 game, I'm like, there's no way I'm playing this.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks good. Like, aesthetically it looks good. Yeah. I mean, the characters are not fond
of all the character designs, but
yeah. I just mean purely like,
but graphically,
graphically
it's well made. Its pot looks
right. Well made is a good way to put it. Yeah. So like, but once you get past that, I don't know, man.
Yeah, like Marvel Rivals to me was, when I jumped into Marvel Rivals, that was just immediately fun. That was just immediately a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the art style is great. Obviously, it's a lot of characters we all love.
Yeah. That hooked me right. Away. Concord, it was like, okay, what is this? And this doesn't feel that good. This kind of sucks. What is? I was just done with it within the first hour.
And as cool as I thought the game was when I played it, I think Fragpunk is going to have a tough time too. I don't think, like, I feel like the trend of hero shooter, like, there's just going to be a lot all at once.
And there's another one Sony's doing. What was it? Pay. It's the heist one.
Payday?
No, it's a Sony. It's a Sony heist one. It's supposed to be like Payday, but like fight the power, socialist, gobbledygook, whatever. It's Pay something. It's not Payday, but yeah, it was that in Concord were some of the live service Sony projects left over from the previous regime that made it through the chopping blocks somehow ahead of the Twisted Metal live service game and the Spider-Man. Yeah, Payback. I think they had a trailer for it at the PlayStation Showcase last year, I believe. Haven't heard anything from it. It was supposed to come out this year with Concord. That might be delayed. Also heard that our favorite game, our favorite new Sam Ninja adjacent game that you played at Summer Game Fest, Phantom Blade Zero is sadly not coming out anytime soon.
Yeah, I have something for that.
Got a
I don't,
souvenir. Yeah,
I don't know where I put it though.
that one's 2026. Fair Game. There it is. Is that one? That's what it's called. Fair Game. Yeah, that was one of the Sony live service projects that made it through. In addition to Concord, they should have done Twisted Metal. I'm sorry.
I just want you to know that Eevee is currently fighting with Optimus Prime.
Optimus is winning.
So, gotta give you updates on the dog.
As you should.
Yeah.
2026, you're crying. Yeah, I thought I could have swore Phantom Blade Zero was going to be next year at the latest.
I mean, I don't know like how much is done. I mean, what I played was pretty cool.
It had the demos available. It seemed like they were like pushing towards, but yeah, I guess it's still not ready yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to put together a demo it wasn't like a long demo. You could finish it in probably finish in like 10 minutes if you are good at it. But nobody that played it was, so
Of course,
about 15. Hey, I beat the demo. That's all I'm gonna say.
Good for you, Jay. Usually when games have like playable demos and they're doing like heavy marketing, it's usually because they're like planning to release within a year, and that's not something you typically see, like unless it's like a multiplayer game where they're kind of like testing the waters, doing different things like that, making sure it's ready. But single player games usually once you're out at events promoting it, giving people access to play it, you're like within a year of getting it out there usually. So yeah, the 2026 was a bit surprising.
Yeah, I gotta agree though, because like I'm sorry, I'm very distracted because she's not usually down here, and she's slowly getting more and more freedom and expanding where she can go, and she's just absolutely bouncing around attacking Optimus Prime right now. Like it's kind of funny.
Defend yourself, Optimus.
Yeah, she's just like, of course she doesn't now, but yeah, there it is. So like that's what she's doing, and like I'm just not used to.
Poor Optimus.
Yeah, but unveiling Phantom Blade Zero at Summer Game Fest, fine, but to actually have a playable demo does lead you to think it's something somewhat soon.
Yeah.
Because you're obviously, it defeats the purpose to like get all these journalists, get it on their mind, get them interested in it, and then have a year go by and you're at Summer Game Fest again, investing money into a spot to do the same thing all over again. You know what I mean?
It kind of seems like a waste of money, but you because you had the trailer, you got people hyped. Feels like you had the anime. Feels like you could have just like, oh, let's do it. Let's do a gameplay trailer. Let's maybe talk about the anime a little more and call it a day. If you were planning a 2026 release, you want to wait on that because 2026 is a while. 2025 is supposed to be pretty big. Obviously, we're going to have GTA 6 not coming out and getting delayed, and everyone's going to cry when that happens. So realistically, that's probably going to be 2026. So a lot could happen, but whenever it does, I'm looking forward to it. Marvel Rivals definitely going to probably have an open beta. I would guess that one is 2025.
I feel like I saw someone, it might have been Miller, speculating October.
I don't know, it was Miller. I heard someone mention that they heard someone say October.
It's crazy to be doing a closed beta and an alpha so close together and still not having it be a this year game unless there was a problem. And I really did not have many problems playing the game on the alpha. I mean, other than like recording on the alpha. But I'm wondering, I'm very curious though, because like, and this is not just you, but like I noticed Caboose and a couple other people I follow that were doing really well with Rivals. There was a massive drop off when there was no Twitch drops.
Right.
And I know that's sort of normal, but like I also feel like I'm hoping that the drops is not the only reason people watched. I'm hoping, I know that that's not necessarily like the be all end all if a lot of people are playing, but
Yeah.
that's my only concern coming out of the beta, is
I
how
think,
much
I think
traction.
part of the issue is that people just wanted to have because it's restricted. People are watching and they don't have access to the game, so it's like not quite the same experience. It's not like a fully community experience. Like you have people who are watching who are curious. You have people who aren't watching too much because they don't have it. Like when I didn't have access to the alpha, I watched a little bit, but I wasn't really that interested in watching too much of it because I couldn't play it myself.
Right.
So I think once everyone has access to it, we'll be able to properly judge the impact. But I think interest naturally just waned off because it was like a 2 week.
Yeah.
It was like a 2 week period, and it was just like at a certain point, people don't have access to it. Then we're at the end. So I think it'll be okay when they fully release it, especially once they're in full proper release mode. We'll have a lot more stuff to actually promote because outside of you had the Thor and the Jeff reveal, and then there was just nothing. I think when the full release is out, we're going to have more updates, more content stuff, more things to promote. They'll be constantly in promote mode. So whether it's cosmetic drops or whatever, there'll be something, and they'll have new characters to talk about. So I'm looking forward to. So when that cycle kicks off, it could very well still release this year. I would say. Because it's a live service multiplayer game, I always caution people with their expectations because anything could happen. As Rocksteady will tell you, you want to make sure you test as much as possible because when people have access to those servers, all hell can break loose. Especially since it's a PvP game. Obviously, I had a few technical problems, but you want to make sure those are set up. You want to make sure the balancing is right. And as they've seen, you want to make sure, since it's a PvP game, you do something about the cheaters. You make sure you have the right system in place to catch people who are going to be cheating. You already have people cheating in the closed test. So obviously, when everyone has access to it, you're going to have even more cheaters. You're going to have to be able to control for that and not let that get out of hand.
So here's a question for you. Who is a character that you did not think that you would click with that ended up being someone you liked a lot?
It was I would say it's probably Namor. my enemies call me Namor. I got it. I have a thing for that. Even though my impression is perfect.
The enemies call me Namor.
Yeah, that I can feel that. You actually turned me on to Mantis, and I actually found myself really liking Mantis down the stretch.
Yeah, because Mantis is she's an off healer, so you want to have you obviously need two healers, but you want to have usually a main healer and an off healer is a pretty good combination. The off healer is basically a healer who has like restrictions on their ability to heal. Mantis has her life force resource that you have to keep recharged, and Luna has no restrictions, or Jeff for the most part. So I know that being a support can be annoying for a lot of reasons. Like some people just don't like kind of sitting back on the back lines and just focusing on healing people. Yeah. They also obviously don't like it when people don't understand how to play and just let them get attacked the entire time by the opposing team. But I think Mantis is a really good pick for that, because even if you like support, if you're someone like Jeff, that if someone comes at you, you're basically screwed. Whereas Mantis is, because she's an off healer, you can actually like push DPS with Mantis and kind of take a more active approach, because you can have, as long as you have as long as you have a main healer focused on heals, with Mantis you got to push closer to the action and focus on damage buffs more so than just healing, and you can do some good damage yourself. So, and she's really fast, and I think that's definitely appealing.
Now, other than Thor, who are you most disappointed in?
Definitely Black Panther.
Yeah.
Like people were trying to gaslight me, telling me that, oh no, Black Panther is still S tier or something. Like, no, Spider-Man can feel like an S tier character in the right hands or close to it, but Black Panther is not S tier in anyone's hands. Black Panther is bad. I'm sorry, he's the worst DPS in the entire game. I gave him a fair shot. I learned his kit. I labbed it to see the most damage he can do with his normal combos. It's not even close to as good as Spider-Man or Magic. His alt sucks. Like I've played really good Black Panthers. I've been in games. He's not good. He's just not. He's not good. Like even if you account for the difficulty curve, the upside just is like not worth learning Black Panther when you can just be Spider-Man or Magic instead and get better results.
Yeah, I struggled with Adam Warlock. I did not. I know there are people that are good at Adam Warlock. I don't know. There's something about Adam Warlock that, as far as healers go, I could not bring myself to use him over the others.
I enjoy Adam Warlock more. Like I try to learn Luna because she's the meta mainly because of her ult, but I just like Adam Warlock more than Luna. I just don't particularly enjoy Luna's, because to me Luna's I don't like her. I like characters with some mobility. I think that's especially important when it comes to healers. Part of it is because people are really, like I said, really bad at defending healers in the game, but
very bad,
very very bad.
And not only that, I feel like every Venom will like chase down any healer through all walks of Earth.
Yeah, and like Luna, I feel like Luna feels too slow for me. I like she has her defenses, but like I feel like Mantis is better at like defending against dives, much better. She's faster. She doesn't have as many restrictions on her cooldown, like because Mantis heals over time whenever she activates any of her abilities, whereas Luna can only heal herself when she uses that R1, which has a relatively long cooldown. Whereas I like Adam because Adam, he's got that, you can charge and do that machine gun blast that can do really good damage. His heals are really quick and fast and come with damage reduction. And Luna just doesn't feel it. Like I like Rocket because his heals can hit people, hit your teammates, even if they're not in view. He's extremely mobile. His guns are really fun. He can revive. He has got that revive machine. I really like Rocket. I enjoy playing Luna the least out of all the healers, I would say.
I really like Jeff. I will say I think I enjoy playing Jeff the most out of the healers. Even though I think Mantis is probably a better choice. I just love being a troll and and trying to like grab everybody and throw them off the map. You know what I mean?
It's so fun, and he's adorable.
Yeah.
That part is definitely great.
Yeah, and his association with Deadpool, obviously.
Of course. Yeah, Jeff's only weakness is that he really can't defend himself, but it's unless you have like a Luna right next to you to give you a buff. But he can heal so much. Like his jet blast has like so much ammo. You could just spray, just point it, just spray all around, heal everybody. Throw out the bubbles. Yeah, he can output a ton of healing. So if you can protect your Jeff, he's going to be a real source of healing.
I do also love Rocket. I just wish. I mean, he's obviously a support. But like, I just wish he had a cooler ultimate. Yeah,
the damage buff does come in handy. Like for his ultimate. Yeah, you would want obviously as rocket fan, them to do some cool guns and blow shit up. But yeah, they wanted to keep to the support thing, so he gives everyone a damage buff. But that was a pretty good damage buff. I've melted plenty of Thor with that damage buff.
Yeah, I just remember like Rocket's ultimate in Marvel Heroes Omega, and he would basically bust out like this massive like chunk of guns and just blast everything everywhere. So I mean, I get it. It makes sense that he's a support in the way that he does all that, but I don't know. It'd be kind of funny if he was a DPS like Punisher.
Give him a DPS ult. Yeah, that'd be that, or at least have him pull out some tech that can both double as DPS and healing. Something a little flashier would definitely help. I also definitely, even though Namor's my main, I definitely want him to get buffed a little bit. And this is a problem in general. I think there's definitely a problem with the movement. There's some character I want more characters to be faster, but there are too many characters I feel like in the game that are blatantly flyers. Like in all their appearance, they're flyers, and they have zero mobility in this game, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like Adam Warlock flies around like Superman, and he's extremely slow. He can't even jog. Like he has no mobility. He can't float or anything like that. Magneto, he can only float when he's using his ult. Namor has a slow fall, which they usually only give to characters who can fly high up to some degree, which they don't really tell you about. But he can only get up in the air by using his bubble shield to protect himself. But Namor in the comics can fly. We need all the characters who can canonically fly should be able to fly to some degree. Like I know they didn't want to make everyone like Iron Man or Storm, but like Doctor Strange, he has that ability that lets him fly straight up in the air and move around. Like every character who can canonically fly should be able to fly to some degree.
And every character that can fly should have a cooldown on their flight. Like you should not be able to just like I think Iron Man players are like the most gutless, talentless hacks. Like most of them, okay, like most of them, because all they'll do, and storm players to a certain extent, is they'll fly up to the ceiling and just sit there and like shoot down at people, and they'll like hide behind little house roofs and just sit there and like, and it's like what, like if you're just gonna play the game that way, what's the point? Like what's the point?
Accurate.
Like, there's no skill involved. You're just sitting up there like a little OVO. OVO. Trying to like PG version it. Like no skill whatsoever.
Cowards.
You're cowards. Okay.
If you're a real Iron Man player, you'll get close and use Unibeam.
Yeah, but the thing that like is annoying is like only certain people can even attack you, like, and meanwhile you've got like these characters that like Thor and Venom, like, and I know like it's really tough to like say Venom is like doing anything wrong, but like you can't even like get to them,
Yeah, that can be. That's why the most annoying thing is that when because the Punisher, characters like the Punisher are like your anti Iron Man, and flyer type of people,
but they're not looking up.
And then it's so annoying when you have a Punisher on your team, and you're like, oh, go like shoot the Iron Man, and they don't shoot the Iron Man, or they can't shoot the Iron Man. I'm like, bro.
Because I look at a character like when I'm playing Magneto, like sure he can shoot him, but like you have to have good precision on that, because like some Iron Mans will just float back and forth, and it's just enough to like not get hit. I think like Star-Lord, right? Where I'm not grouping Star-Lord in that because I'm pretty sure his flight has a cooldown. Like he can't stay in the air.
Yeah, he's not a normal flyer. His flight is a propulsion, which maybe that should be the standard for all the
Right.
flyers.
For
Like
sure.
they have the float, like he has the float and the glide animation. Then he has his propulsion, which lets him fly in a certain direction for a length of time. Then then he's got his double dodge so that he can stay a little airborne and he can fly in his ult.
Yeah, I respect someone that plays Star-Lord way more than than Iron Man or even Storm. Like Storm is kind of the same thing, you know. And again, not everybody plays it that way. All right.
I understand Storm players doing it because at least because Iron Man, in addition to his unlimited flight, he has a separate flight mode where he can accelerate and fly straight and throw out missiles while he's doing it. Whereas Storm, she has no evasiveness. They didn't give her a dodge, they didn't give her anything. She just floats around. So you have to like fly up high and dodge cover.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like it's just annoying and it's unnecessary. So
it's always satisfied to shoot an Iron Man out the sky. Like,
oh yeah.
It always is. Like I was streaming earlier and I was on Rocket and there's literally a Punisher right next to me on the back line. I'm like, oh, Iron Man. I point out the Iron Man, like kill Iron Man. He gets in his turret, does not hit a single shot on Iron Man. It empties his whole turret. Iron Man just hops around, flies behind him and to a building behind him. So I have to climb up the building with Rocket and I just shoot Iron Man in the face and come back down.
Yeah, I will say that like with Scarlet Witch, if you use her like kind of teleport kind of ability, you can get up close enough to them that you're probably gonna like melt them. So there is at least that sometimes, but it's not always consistent.
Captain ability. Yeah, ideally you just have a Punisher who can aim and then you just shoot them out the sky, or Spider-Man do the web wombo combo, web, get over here, uppercut.
Yeah, I know that. Like, and listen, I understand Scarlet Witch does not necessarily take as much talent to play either, but she's like super weak, and you have to get in people's face, you know. So like, I do think there is a little bit of a difference. Like, yeah, it's not necessarily the most skilled character to play.
She's got hit scan, sure, but you still have to get relatively into the action.
Yeah, and I will say that I think especially I still think after the alpha, I said that Scarlet Witch and Magneto are probably my two favorites, and I think that is still accurate.
I mean,
now
that is I think that's a lot of people's favorite because that broken combo that they have.
Yeah,
Magneto with the sword is just ridiculous.
That exactly. When you have a Scarlet Witch on your team, and you don't play Magneto, you are doing it wrong.
Yeah, I always feel bad whenever someone queues up Magneto and nobody picks a Scarlet Witch. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, exactly.
There's literally no point of playing Magneto without Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that sword is great.
that sword is absolutely a problem. Yeah, I do like the team up abilities. I think that was a cool idea. Obviously, the Wanda and Magneto combo has to be nerfed, but I like Luna. Luna's got some cool stuff. She makes Jeff's attacks a lot more powerful. She gives Namor that extra turret, that extra squid turret. I think Namor should have. I think Namor, in addition to movement buffs, letting him fly a little bit, I think he should get a standard third turret, and I think his Luna buff should be something a little more interesting.
There's nothing more embarrassing than dying by turret.
Oh, it's the best.
like it's like, I mean, I know sometimes it's just like you just happen to be at like 5% health and get hit once, but I mean, that's just tough. That's tough.
The worst thing is dying because people forgot or don't know to shoot Penny's spider bot machine. Like, it's so annoying. Like like she puts her webs out there. Like it's a pretty vulnerable machine, like because a lot of Penny players won't even hide it properly. they'll just leave it out in the open, and people literally just won't shoot it, and then they just jump onto the web and die. I'm like, shoot the damn machine. Like, I'll literally point it out, shoot the machine. and they'll just be like, ooh, I'm just gonna walk on the web with mines on it. Like, shoot the damn machine. Like, these Namor, Namor can get you with his turrets, because not only can you place them in off places that you won't necessarily see at first glance, but if Namor uses his secondary trident throw, which has like some AoE, if that hits you, then it causes all of the turrets to target you directly. So that's a fun combo to do, especially with like there's a Spider-Man or a Black Panther dive in. I just throw down all my turrets and hit them with the L2, and then it just die.
I actually did enjoy playing Namor whenever I played him. I thought he was very underrated.
Namor.
Exactly.
People have people lack awareness in this game for sure.
I definitely think that Thor is tough for me because I was so excited to play as him.
Same.
Then I finally got the Herald skin, used him once, and then I don't think I played the game again after that.
Because like if Thor, if you really don't have healers, like Thor is not fun to play at all.
Yeah, I think what they need to do with Thor is they need to, first of all of his abilities can't go on a cooldown.
That's stupid. That was dumb.
Even if it's like 2 seconds or a second cooldown, it's stupid. All right, so that's number one. Number two, give him 800 health like just about everybody else.
Yep.
All right, that'll make a huge difference. His little bubble, I don't even know what the fuck that does.
That was actually very important. Like that, but because the problem is that because all his skills go on cooldown, there's only like a few worth activating. Obviously, the Odin Force thing, that's the mode that you're trying to build up towards, where he's actually good. And then his Toro that lets you kind of close the distance and push people. That was a good one. His hammer throw is completely useless. Never use that. And his L1, the shield, is actually great because not only does it allow you to charge your Odin Force back up really, really quickly by giving you charges based on the amount of enemies in there that you're hitting, but they get significantly slowed down while they're inside of it. So that's actually a really great ability.
I just feel like, and not just for Thor, but some of the abilities that are buffing you in ways, I don't know that the game does a good enough job making you aware that it's actually happening, if that makes sense. Like all right, that like you chose a buff ability, but like it doesn't do a good enough job of displaying it, really. You know what I mean? Like you just have to assume you're getting it.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had an issue with that. I know that God knows there's enough clutter. Like, right. like when I'm playing Mantis, I know when my buffs are going off. I'll have an issue with that. But I just don't like that. I just don't like the choices of some of the abilities, some of the kits. Like
I'll give you an example. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I'm curious.
Magneto's ultimate. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that there's the little backpack and you have to wait for it to get red, kind of, but I feel like they could make that like a little more obvious, because like I just feel like there's just not enough,
I think they should have some more. I think they just need some more advanced tutorials because the rings that Magneto picks up from blocking projectiles. So what? And they'll give you a little bit of a guide here for that. But his normal fire, you fire the chunks of metal, and the L2 one is supposed to get stronger based on the rings that you accumulate. So you ideally want to block with the magnetic shield, and then absorb some fire, then hit the L2, boom, boom, boom. You're supposed to save for like when the opposing team is shooting, like because it can absorb all of their shots. For example, when I'm on Magneto, I like to, if there's a Punisher on the other team, I like to save it for when Punisher is about to either jump in turret or use his ult, because if you pop Magneto's ult, when he flies up in the air and starts gathering the materials, all of Punisher's shots are going to get sucked up into the ball and make it bigger, and then you just throw it at him. So that's the optimal way you're supposed to use it. So I don't have an issue with his kit like that. I just wish he had some more mobility, a little more movement.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think his kit is pretty good.
I think that was one of the biggest complaints the game had from a lot of people that I saw, was that it just feels very slow.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, getting to where you need to be feels so slow.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like Manda's, because she's naturally she's moving really fast. You're getting to spots quickly. Spider-Man, he can swing there really fast. Venom swing there a lot slower. They gave him the one web swing on a fairly significant cooldown compared to Spider-Man, who gets 3 on small cooldowns, because that's the difference, being because Venom is a lot tankier. So they thought, and they're probably right, that if they gave him this too much of a cooldown on his web swinging, he'd be even more broken. I mean, because his main problem is that I would say they need to nerf his extra health thing, and I think in exchange you give him like an extra web swing.
Yeah,
to balance it out.
Yeah, I really think they've got a hit here. I think it's going to do really well. And I'm just excited for more,
Yeah, there's definitely some quality of life stuff they can do about where you spawn in. I think healing outside of combat would be a really good quality of life update as well. Put less pressure on the flyers.
Yeah, I do feel like when I need health and I'm looking for a health kit, it's always so far away.
And then like their limits. So if someone picks it up, then it'll be on cooldown. So I think it would be nice if you, especially since these missions are on timers, if you want to retreat and regather yourself, I think healing over time would be good there. That'd be a nice little quality of life.
Yeah.
Update. I would appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, there's this. I'm just looking forward to more maps and more game modes.
Looking forward to Hulk not being terrible.
Yeah.
I think Thor. I think needs a buff. Thor needs buffs. Other characters need buffs. I think the Hulk needs an almost entire rework of how his kit works.
Yeah.
Like the Worldbreaker Hulk transformation is cool. I like the idea of him starting as Banner and having that be a separate character, but his main kit as Hulk is just bad. Like it doesn't really make sense or match the character either. Like the bubble shield thing, the exile thing, the way his thunderclap is, his lack of arm, it's not good enough. Like he's just not good enough as a dive tank. I think they need to just relook at how they do his kit to make him not only just make it more in line with the character, but also make him more competitive with what we expect from that role. Like he sucks.
I played for 1 minute exactly.
His only value is either if your teammate has an Iron Man and they're good with him, give Iron Man that big buff, or if you have a Venom on your team and you're diving together, it can be pretty annoying to have a Hulk and a Venom dive at the same time, and then the Hulk put a shield on Venom. That could be pretty annoying. But other than that, he sucks. He's so bad.
Ooh, apparently a sneak peek of The Last of Us 2 just dropped.
Season 2.
Yeah.
I will not be watching. I already know how it ends. No, thank you. I know how it starts. I know how it ends. No, thank you. Oh, I will not be there for The Last of Us 2. But good luck in all their future endeavors. We haven't talked about Deadpool and Wolverine yet. Who I hope come tomorrow. I will say, if it feels like
obvious choices.
Well, I can't say too much, but I will say that the Marvel Rivals team have very good awareness of the characters that people want added to the game, and are going to deliver. I would say to the satisfaction of everybody. I think for the most part. Has something to them. The question will just then be, making sure they're good in the actual game.
Yeah.
But I'm when it comes to character selection, I'm not at all concerned. They are hitting it out of the park. I'm looking forward to it. But the Deadpool and Wolverine phenomenon is good. So me and Jay, like good fans and Ryan Reynolds enjoyers, we saw it the first week. I saw it on Caboose, got an early screening of it. I saw it on Thursday afternoon, and I had a delightful time, Mr. J. Shocklast. I believe I gave it a 9 out of 10.
I'm giving it on a scale of 10. I'm giving it a 10,000 out of 10.
I love the movie. I had so much fun in the theaters. They had me from the very opening. Like I was wondering, all right, how they gonna top this now that we're here? What are we gonna do? And having Deadpool return to Logan's grave from the Logan movie, dig him up, and then murder TVA agents while dancing to Instinct's Popeye. I had no idea.
I've had that song stuck in my head since then, and I've watched somebody might have given me a ticket to the pirate ship, so I might have watched it like another 10 times already.
Fair.
But like the thing that sucks though is having control over where on the timeline of the movie you go. I just kept replaying the intro.
Yes, because it's so good.
Yeah, I don't remember the guy's name, but I saw a video from the guy that's actually doing the dance, and apparently his agent hit him up the day before his audition or whatever and said, I need you to learn the dance for Bye 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 by tomorrow. And the video is him at his mother's house. I guess he was visiting his mom, so he's just at his mom's house in her living room, recording himself trying to learn the dance over and over again. And I just think that's sick,
as someone who grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s, I already knew that dance. so,
I mean, I could I don't think I could do I mean I could do, everybody could do the everybody remembers that part, but but man, that was so sick.
That was absolutely iconic. What I think I was talking to chat and I was like, is that actually the best opening of an MCU movie?
It's got to be.
It might, because I was trying to think. So I was trying to think of great openings that MCU movies had. It is hard to think of one that topped that. I feel like the Age of Ultron opening was pretty good, but there's because usually the movies don't open like anything too crazy, and they they're like doing setup. I guess the opening to Infinity War was really great.
But it was dark,
extremely dark. This one just feels it's cool, it's badass. It just fills you with joy.
and some of the creative ways that he did stuff. At one point he jams one of the bones into the dude's crotch, but he also, as he's on the bone, slides his hand down. It's just so many little things that you look at. I mean, obviously, the last guy that he kills, he the way he just bounces the sword.
Yeah,
and
that's so kind of cool.
Honestly, it was just so good. And I'll tell you the what's her face, the main villain,
Xavier's sister.
Yeah, Cassandra Nova.
Yeah,
she's boring. I didn't really. That was the only part of the movie that I was whatever. But they just made everything work so well that I forgot that she was boring.
Yeah. Because I think that's the one flaw. One of the flaws. I thought how they handled her was fine, but I think the fact that they tried to also then make her decide she wants to destroy all of reality, I felt that was kind of Shiorn, and they could have easily, I feel like, made that Elias, because that was his whole thing.
Yeah.
Just having her, seemingly they resolve that situation and then have her just come back and be the main villain. Like, actually, I wanted to show it. I don't like that. I feel that part was unnecessary, like, because she felt unnecessary to the end. It felt like, well, we need to raise the stakes a bit somehow, so we're just going to bring her back in. I felt like that part was unnecessary, but their interactions with her were so good. D7 was talking about interesting, but the fucking Johnny Storm scene, oh holy shit, bro! Like when Chris when they were in the cameo zone, we walked when he walked up, I immediately was in the theater yelling, "Nomad! Nomad!"
Yes, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's exactly what I was at.
Which is so brilliant, because I saw the hood, then I saw the red, white, blue hand wraps. I was like, "Nomad! It's Nomad! It's Nomad!" And then Chris Evans takes off his hood. You're like, "Oh my god, it's
Nomad!"
Yeah,
and that is why I just loved being at the theater. Is like it. Like, it's cool. Like my wife went with us, and I don't know that there was ever a movie that we went to where there was so much going on, and like she could experience that, because like every time something happened, everybody was like, "Oh," you know what I mean? And
we were losing. I intentionally tried to avoid a fully packed theater, but it was still a pretty good one. But then I was all ready for it. He was like, he's going to say a thing. He's going to say Avengers Assemble. And then when he said Flame On, I lost my shit.
Yeah.
I fucking lost my shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was beautiful. It was genius.
Absolutely. That might be the best cameo. Like, not just this in terms of the setup and delivery. Obviously, they trolled him at the end and had him get his ass kicked. But which Pyro would never do in any universe, if we're being realistic here.
Yeah.
But the setup to it was so perfect. like that just shows how much they like care about and study the lore, like to perfectly set up what we think a misdirection, what we think is, oh, it's Nomad, it's Captain America, and then to play it into that and make you forget, oh, he would also play Johnny Storm. That was so brilliant.
Yeah, I could not adore that more. Then of course the others. I'm so glad that nothing was spoiled for me.
Oh my, that would have pissed me off if that
because that scene, like, first of all, you see was it Jennifer Connelly as Elektra?
Jennifer Garner.
Oh, Jennifer Garner, yeah,
Jennifer Garner.
She walks in, you're like, oh my god, it's Elektra.
I was like, yeah, because I forgot, because I remember that, because I know somebody next to me was like, who's that? I was like, what the fuck, Elektra? I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way. Like I was like, I remember that movie. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Then the Channing Tatum Gambit. I was like, no fucking way.
Dude, and honestly, like everything about the dialogue, like, I mean, the Jennifer Garner Elektra, I think, she was there. It was cool.
Yeah, it was fine.
But like the interactions with Blade and Gambit were perfection.
Oh, unbelievable, bro!
Because
when I saw Wesley Snipes, I lost my fucking shit.
Oh yeah, and the way he walked in too, he was like
he knows he's a shit. Like he knows he knew. He walked in knowing that in theaters across the world, people were going to be screaming at the top of their lungs.
I love the like, oh, the one and only Blade, and Deadpool's like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, he was like, there's only one Blade that.
Yeah, and then I love the way that like he interacted, like, I don't like you, you never did, and he's like, he's referencing his character, like Ryan Reynolds in the Blade movies.
Yeah,
and it's just so good. I love it. Retired.
Their inability to understand Tatum through his Cajun accent was so fucking funny. He really leaned into I kind of respect. I could absolutely see why they didn't pick Channing Tatum to be Gambit. Like, it doesn't quite work, but it was really funny. And he did have some really cool scenes. But the cameo zone was great. I love the I love Nice Pool. Nice Pool was so good. So good. I'm sad Nice Pool had to die, but
What are you doing?
Nice Pool was the best. He had one of my low key favorite fourth wall breaks, because where he actually he's making fun of Deadpool's fourth wall breaks. He's like, the proposal. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I thought it was so perfect. I think one of the best scenes in the entire movie was when they're in the car and they're stopped because Wolverine is now realizing that he thinks he might have just been lied to, and it's right before they get to a fight, and he just absolutely lays into Deadpool, tells him everything about himself, and for the first time Deadpool actually is forced to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like he's actually silent for like a full, I think, 10, like it felt like a minute in the theater, just like dead silence. And then Deadpool just like, I'm going to fight you now. I was like, holy shit, Wolverine actually shut up Deadpool. And that was another really good fight too.
And we haven't even gotten into Deadpool's multiverse hopping, looking for different Wolverines.
That was fucking. I mean, I wasn't know. I didn't know. Can we just say this is what Multiverse of Madness was supposed to be like?
Right.
Well,
and that's the thing though. Like, obviously, Henry Cavill as Wolverine was amazing.
Unbelievable.
But like, my brother lost his shit for like Age of Apocalypse Wolverine.
Oh, that was a really good. I lost my shit at comic accurate height Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like it's just Hugh Jackman, but he's like 5'3".
And then they did the famous cover for Wolverine where you could see Hulk through the claws.
Yeah.
And like it was just so, oh man, like I wish they did more. Like honestly, like
I didn't want it to end.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that was like what was so great about it is like this is what these movies are supposed to be. And I understand that it's easier for Deadpool because like the MCU in general tries to lean into some of the comedy stuff, and it works better for Deadpool, and they really made the most of it. But like these movies are fun, and when you're able to lean into actual comic accuracy, like they had freaking Zenpool up there and like Deadpool 2099. I mean, they had like so many different like actual like Deadpool variants from the comics, and it was so cool.
And you only have to be, and it doesn't have to be about parody. Like this was just literally reading the comics, understanding the lore, what people are expecting, and being creative with it. Like like Multiverse of Madness didn't have to be a comedy, it didn't have to be serious. It was fine being serious. It just felt so uninspired, and just because it's called Multiverse of Madness, and the most they can do was like a 3-second montage of Doctor Strange going through different backgrounds, like, and then you had the one, and they just all ended up back in Marvel New York, just on a different, like it was just no creativity there.
Yeah, and this, and like honestly, I think it's cool that like Deadpool being able to like hop through timelines, it makes sense because he does do that.
Yeah,
he does have like a teleport in the comics.
Yeah, the Happy thing was a bit weird. It was fun seeing Happy there, but it felt a bit weird that Deadpool was interviewing for the Avengers with Happy. People like is like Happy's the guy now. That's
Avengers adjacent.
Avengers adjacent. Is his job now to do interviews for, like, first of all, like who are even the Avengers now? I think that's a fair question. Like, do they even is that even still a thing? Like if you think about what happened after Endgame, okay, Iron Man, Tony's dead, so Pepper took over a company, but we never hear anything about that, like especially when people are in trouble. So okay, so Sam works for the government. Bucky's off doing stuff, occasionally working with Sam. Captain Marvel's always off world. Steve Rogers is 100 years old. Thor is either off world raising his daughter or playing Fortnite. We don't know which like what even Ant-Man's
Boring.
an author. He has a podcast, he wrote a book, and he came back from the Quantumania.
Hawkeye is retard.
Yeah, Hawkeye retired, so Kate Bishop is supposed to be taking his place, but she's like doing a team up with Kamala. There's really no actual Avengers right now. Spider-Man is Peter's on his own. They don't even know who Peter is, thanks to Doctor Strange and Wong do their own thing.
I mean, I guess Doctor Strange is there.
He's there, but he's the assistant to he's a real Sorcerer Supreme, but he's assistant to the Sorcerer Supreme. Like he's kind of doing he also went with Clea, so he's not even in their dimension anymore. So
yeah, well, they did get Shang-Chi though. Like Wong is assembling people.
Yeah. Oh, Shang-Chi.
And She-Hulk.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't even want to be a superhero. She just wants to bang Daredevil and practice law.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do here. It's gonna be. I mean. And it's crazy because, like, you think about the Avengers, okay? Chris Evans wants out. Robert Downey Jr. wanted out.
Now they're back in.
Yeah, well, but not really,
But, well, now he's back in as Dr. Doom for.
Yeah, I actually heard something interesting. It sounds like he's just going to be a variant Doom. Yeah, they are doing like Battle Worlds or whatever.
Yeah, which makes sense for they're doing Secret Wars and everything like that. And from what I heard, he's the Doctor Doom of the Fantastic Four timeline before they cross, because they're in a different dimension. They alluded to that in the trailer. So I'm assuming that's the reality that that Galactus is going to eat their planet on, and then they're going to somehow come over to the 616.
I heard that Tobey Maguire is the main Spider-Man in this.
In what, Secret Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Because I feel like what we're going to see is we're going to see a reset at the end of this, because that's kind of what happens in the Battle Worlds thing is, because we get like that involves like Franklin Richards and I think the Beyonder.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So like at the end of it all, what ends up happening is like all the realities are supposedly kind of like reset and united. And I mean, I feel like we can come out of this with a proper new T'Challa, a proper new Iron Man and Captain America and all these people.
Yeah, we've been saying they needed to do a reset kind of anyway.
Yeah, I just feel like when you get these people this time, you got to lock them in. Like, I really feel like, and
probably get some younger actors too.
Yeah, like, look, I get it. All right, Chris Evans, okay, like, I don't want to be Captain America anymore, okay, but like, I don't know. I've seen some of the stuff that he's been doing, like, since, and like, it's really not like that.
No,
like that much of a leap from what he was doing.
Yeah, he should. I think he should have stuck with Captain America, but
Yeah, but what do I know? Maybe I've heard some of these people don't like staying in that shape.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That's also a problem. Yeah, I heard he also has anxiety, so that could be an issue as well. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more demanded on the male cast members to do some of these movies. Like they gotta get into the craziest possible shape. No suits for them.
Right.
Those are they got
yeah. So I'm fine with them like resetting everything, because we like, honestly, we just saw that you can absolutely having Robert Downey Jr. be Dr. Doom, like you can absolutely just have Michael B. Jordan be the new T'Challa.
Oh, 100%.
Like there's no excuse for it.
Yeah, that they could absolutely, just if we're playing those cards, we can make that work. And I'd be here for
it. and like, listen, I'm not saying it has to be him, but like I don't think anyone would have batted an eyelash if they just made it him,
We're definitely getting a new Black Panther.
Yeah, it's happening. Like
that's 100% happening.
Like I feel like
they already set it up at the end of Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting a new Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shuri is not going to be the permanent Black Panther going forward.
And she shouldn't be. Like, she should have absolutely been Black Panther as part of the story, but like not forever. Like in the, I mean, I know not everything is going to be comic accurate, but like she was a terrible Black Panther. You know, she was rejected by Boss. Like, just got her brother killed. You know. Like that was all part of the actual storyline, you know? And then he comes back from the underworld. You know, it's like I
Make I think when it's all said and done after that, yeah, we'll have, hopefully it'll be a clean transition and it will have a nice clean slate. But I think people are a little too cynical about the Robert Downey Jr. thing. It's like,
yeah,
it's probably going to be fine. Like, people are kind of overreacting.
Yeah, I trust Robert Downey Jr. to put on a good show. You know, that's all that matters.
Especially since
allegedly.
I don't think he's even going to be the main. I didn't think when they announced it, I didn't think he was going to be the only Doctor Doom. I thought, oh, that's a cool little gimmick to sell the movies, but
yeah.
Is because we're dealing with the multiverse, we're dealing with all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to stick.
Yeah, I've actually already seen people, complaining that, hey, stop. Hey, sorry, she's like going after Thor's dog tags. So I've already seen, like, there are people complaining about Robert Downey. Like, why are you casting a white guy as Victor Von Doom? You know, like it's just kind of wild. Like, I thought, like, we cast the best actor, right? You know.
Yeah.
I know we kind of talked about this on the Marvel Rival when you were streaming Marvel Rivals.
Yeah,
but
no one. Yeah, I don't think that's going to stay. Literally, no one cares anymore.
Yeah.
That's not going to. That no one cares. Like, people are mad for other reasons. It's not going to be about his because he doesn't have a Latvian accent.
You know what's funny is I can't. Of course, I'm not gonna be able to find it now, but I keep having this like AI thing pop up in my feed of somebody that that cast Robert Downey Jr.'s character from Tropic Thunder as the new Black Panther.
That's pretty.
Yeah, and there were like all these like different like AI pieces showing him like what it would look like, I just think that's funny.
Yeah, I don't care at all about Jonathan Majors being out, because I thought Jonathan Majors is a really good actor, but I just didn't think they did a really good job on Kang. I thought the writing for Kang's appearances were just awful. I just didn't find him to be a compelling villain. I thought they kind of just blew their chance. The first appearance, he's in Loki. He talks for 20 minutes and then he gets stabbed, and then he gets his ass beat by Ant-Man. Like, that's not how you set up your main phase villain. Like, especially compared to like he was supposed to be the new Thanos. He was supposed to be the Thanos of phase 5 and 6, and the way they introduced him and set him up and portrayed him is like, nah, it's not going to work. They already fumbled.
I was trying to see if I could find it, and I didn't find that, but I did just find found this.
Dr. Dude playing the dude disguised as another dude. Tropic Thunder, another dude that could absolutely not be made today.
Yeah.
Did Kang dirty, bro. The writers definitely did Kang dirty. When they announced it, I was like, okay, Jonathan Majors, he's cool. Okay, he's pretty cool. He's got aura, but then like they did nothing with him. Like you can't have your main villain just die in every appearance. Did they learn nothing from the Infinity Saga? Like, Thanos was a badass the entire time. Like, he was mysterious. Everyone was afraid of him. He looked kind of cool. And then he says, "I'll do it myself." And you're like, okay, well, what's he going to do? And then the first time you actually see him in action, he just beats the fuck out of Thor and Hulk. and snaps Loki's neck. And you're like, oh shit. This is a villain. Okay.
These are absolute undisputable facts.
Like, okay, was where there's what? Absolutely. Like he's legitimately a joke. Like Loki, actual normal Loki in Avengers 1 was more of a threat than Kang. Like there was nothing threatening about Kang.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. I like Jonathan Majors though. Like somebody, I think like TMZ caught him like asking, why all these other people get second chances, but not you. Like I don't know. It's weird.
I think he'll still get a second chance. I just obviously knew there wasn't the reason why he's not in the MCU is because his character just didn't work. Like they just didn't work. People weren't interested in it.
And it was an easy out.
It was a very easy out. Like he had a bunch of attempts to make Kang work. He wasn't working. Even before his legal trouble, like Kang just wasn't working. Like he's a really good actor, but they just didn't give him the right material, and they just didn't do a good enough job. They needed something new to like kind of build hype. So they were like, okay, we're gonna pull the Doctor Doom card, and we're gonna pull the Robert Downey Jr. card at the same time. That's the best they could have done. So I'm sure Jonathan Majors will have some more acting work down the line. I mean, it's Hollywood at the end of the day. People have come back from way worse than what he was accused of doing. I don't think that's going to be an issue for him. He just won't be back as the main villain of the MCU. Yeah. he'll be doing movies. It's fine. It's not.
No, maybe he'll be the new Black Panther,
or maybe that. maybe he'll come back as T'Challa. But yeah, I think he'll be all right. I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about Jonathan Majors' future endeavors. He'll be fine. I mean, unless he burns some bridges behind the scenes, but in terms of Hollywood giving second chances, they have no problem doing that. Or second, third, fourth. I mean, Mel Gibson is getting movies, so
Mel Gibson is also white.
Yeah, I mean, but he's also viciously anti-Semitic, so that one tends to get you in a lot more trouble. Yeah. Than just being playing a regular racist.
Yeah,
but he still came back. So I don't think. I mean, Will Smith slapped someone at the Oscars. He's still coming back. He'll be all right. They'll be all right. I'm not worried about Jonathan Majors. I am worried. Let's talk about DC didn't bring anything for Superman, but showed the new DC logo.
I mean, they're still filming Superman. I will say this: I saved it and meant to make a video about it, but never did. I don't know if you saw there was some filings of copyright and for Superman.
I love legal stuff.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Let's see.
Talk lawyer to me, Jay.
Here it is. So in this, it mentions it's a copyright for the S logo that was filed, and in it, it explains all the things, and one of them is relating specifically to games, music, movies, and television. So like games,
Superman game confirmed.
Could be.
I mean, they kind of. I mean, when you're filing a copyright, you have to kind of cover all your bases.
Yeah, and I'll be honest though, like it could also just be like a Lego game, because they'll like in the Lego games they'll have like DLC that's specific to a movie and stuff like that.
I mean, Superman is in multiverses.
It could literally be as simple as that.
Because they have the Rock, literally the Rock Black Adam as a skin,
right,
in multiverses. So
right,
they could literally just add the DCU Superman suit. We know that NetherRealms is working on Injustice 3. That's something that's going to eventually be out there. So it's just something that covers because they're trademarking the logo. So obviously that's something they're going to plan on using, and they're just covering all of their future endeavors related to that. You know, that's what you do when you file these copyrights. But you know, Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Brothers, has expressed, you know, interest in using their IP for more video games. You know, he mentioned he mentioned in that interview, he talked specifically about the success of Hogwarts Legacy and how they want to, you know, capitalize on the IPs that they own to make more games. He even specifically mentioned Superman as a character that they want to, you know, make different stuff around. So they've obviously had conversations about a Superman game. We don't know if that's the actual game that, for instance, that WB Games Montreal is working on, that they haven't announced yet. But we know at the very least, James Gunn, Zaslav, they've all had conversations about a Superman game because, you know, Superman is the first movie they're leading off the DCU. I'm sure they've had those conversations. We just don't know how far along that exactly has come. But you know, it's interesting that if they do have a Superman game, that we'll probably see that logo.
Yeah.
But for now, we're still waiting. I mean, we're still waiting for them to update us on Wonder Woman. on a Superman announcement. I mean, it won't be next week, but maybe at some point. I know next week is, though, for superhero gaming news. It's supposed to be D23. Made a cover about this. Is the annual celebration of Disney and a little show, and mainly a showcase for the investors. You know, let them know everything's okay. But The Voice actually did a really funny episode this season, making fun of D23.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a fun thing. It happens every 2 years. It's 3 days, huge celebration of all things Disney. They have a bunch of presentations, announcements. The last one was in 2022. I think I did coverage of that. You know, they talk about the parks. They had some MCU announcements for, you know, future projects, but they also had video game showcases there, and for, you know, all Disney related properties. Last one, they had about a 20+ minute showcase for games during the D23. They showed off just a bunch of Disney related games. They had the DLC announcement for Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. They showed off 5 Marvel game trailers. They had Midnight Suns. They had their mobile stuff, Strike Force, Contest of Champions, I think. And they had the world premiere of what we didn't know, but was going to be a World War II Black Panther and Captain America game. People thought it was going to be Fantastic Four. There was a lot of theories about what this ensemble game from Skydance was, but we got that world premiere at D23 this time around. There's a lot of different Marvel stuff that they could potentially show there. I know the big thing going into it is the Fortnite season. There's supposed to be, according to leaks, the next big Fortnite season, I think, is August 16th. All the leaks say it's Marvel. Marvel's coming back. They're going to another big Marvel season. Obviously, Disney made a very generous donation to Epic Games to the tune of $1.5 billion. A lot of that was to get them started on a metaverse theme park for Disney characters, but they're very invested in the Epic Games. We know they're doing the Marvel Fortnite season, so I think pretty good chance that we get the Marvel Fortnite season trailer for the D23 showcase. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. I'm thinking of Star Wars Outlaws. Outside chance of, you know, some of the EA Marvel stuff. We got Iron Man, Black Panther. I feel like Iron Man should be getting a trailer soon. That game's supposed to be much further along. There was a rumor that came out that a Captain Marvel game was in development. I didn't get to ask you about that, but yeah, what are your expectations on what we could see Marvel wise at D23?
Maybe we'll finally get the official reveal, something for the EA Black Panther game.
Yeah. All we got was that little teaser with the artwork and a little bit like that. Yeah, because I thought that we would definitely get the Iron Man before that, because, you know, Jeff Grubb was talking about how the Iron Man game was further along. In 2022, even they had playtesting going on for Iron Man, so it definitely feels like that one is like a lot closer to launch than
So
than
that
Black Panther.
too, yeah.
It feels like we're due for some EA stuff. You know, maybe that third EA Marvel game. I speculated that it might be what the Captain Marvel rumor is about. because I was asking around about that third Marvel game. Jeff Grubb said last Jeff Grubb's heard was that it was too it was too early. They were bouncing around different ideas of heroes to choose. I know you would prefer Nova, but you love yourself some Carol Danvers.
Listen, I don't. There's never going to be a Nova game. Like I understand that, I'm fine with the Captain Marvel game. I mean, that adds up.
I think obviously if executed properly, but I think it sounds fun. I mean, she can fly around like Superman. She's got the energy stuff. Her fights and stories tend to take place in space, different alien planets. I'm just thinking, flying around open worlds like Superman, going to alien planets, beating up bad guys. The gameplay sounds cool. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people, were excited to have that Captain Marvel DLC here in Marvel's Avengers. Cool flying characters that blow shit up are cool. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, look, you look at all the games that they have set up right now. They're all basically male protagonists,
Yeah.
So it does make sense for them to do, a female focused type game. Dude, come on.
Yeah, Captain Marvel seems like, if you're going to do one, Captain Marvel seems like the one you want to do. Especially if they want to make something a little more fantastical, because for Marvel, who else would you should go Wanda if you wanted to get a little weird.
That would be very interesting, to be honest with you, what they could do with that.
Yeah, I would definitely. I actually honestly would be more interested in a Wanda game than a Captain Marvel game, but that could be interesting. Obviously, they could go Storm, have something X-Men adjacent. But Captain Marvel, I think, is a solid choice.
I mean, I feel like any Marvel game would sell, but I don't know that Storm would be. I mean, they're doing Blade, so what do I know?
Yeah, Storm would absolutely sell.
I mean, listen, again, I think any Marvel game would sell in its own right. But
X-Men, anything X-Men adjacent, I feel like is definitely selling.
Yeah,
for sure. And of course, it depends on how they deliver it. I think we should definitely see some more 1943 at D23 showcase. We need some gameplay. Obviously, we saw the visuals. We got a little preview of the Unreal 5 demo. They look incredibly lifelike, but now we want to see what the gameplay looking like.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just. It feels like we've been in I know we literally just played Marvel Rivals, but I feel like we're in this lull right now. Yeah,
I mean, the beta is technically still going on too. It doesn't end until 3 a.m. But
I just don't feel like that's the type of Marvel game we're thinking of when we think of,
Yeah, because people thought they would have the Spider-Man 2 story DLC by now.
Oh, I mean, we just had the Spider-Man game too, I guess. Obviously,
yeah. But... we're waiting on Wolverine. Obviously had some issues, so we're probably not getting that for another 1 to 2 years. So and we don't have release dates on. We'll have all these games coming, but we don't have release dates on Iron Man yet. We don't know when Rise of Hydra. We have no idea what time frame that could be. Blade, last I heard, is 2027.
Annihilation, Gabe. Just trust me. Annihilation. All right.
Yeah, I wish it sold more, but it had the Avengers stink on it. People are afraid.
Well, I feel like every Marvel console game has had something about it that was just different enough that people convince themselves that they're gonna hate it.
Yeah, in the case of Guardians of the Galaxy, it was oh well, it's another Square Enix published Marvel game, right on the heels of Marvel's Avengers. You can only play as Star-Lord.
Right, that I think was one of the bigger parts, overall.
Yeah, so people.
But I want to play as Rocket and Drax too.
Yeah, which I thought was fair. The game didn't, and also the game, just looking at the combat, it didn't look the best. Just looking at it, it was much more fun to actually play it.
Right.
But if you looked at everything together. You know, Square Enix is publishing. You know, they right after Marvel's Avengers. You know, you can't play as anyone other than Star-Lord. The combat looked a little floaty, and you know, so people were like, maybe I'll skip this one.
I got to go back and get the platinum on it.
For sure.
There's only one. I only need one more trophy, but it's like getting all the collectibles in nowhere.
Yeah.
And like you have to do a second playthrough in order to do it.
100%. Yeah. I'm glad it found his audience. I'm glad Hyrule Lord convinced me to give it a try and request a key for it, because this definitely ended up being one of my favorite games.
Oh, Maxis, I would love an X-Men Legends 3. I have X-Men Legends 1 and 2 over there that I bought. They're on their Xbox, original Xbox, but they're not backwards compatible. So, you know, it's annoying.
Yeah, we need some remasters. I know Aspire has been doing a lot of Star Wars stuff, doing remasters of some of these older Star Wars games. I like to see some of those Marvel games come back.
But I think the problem is that a lot of them are Activision, and it's a matter of like getting the rights again.
Yeah, well, they got it looks like they're working out with the Transformers stuff, Activision. So I feel like, you know, just, you know, have a conversation with Marvel, figure it out.
Yeah.
Now that Microsoft deal is closed.
I think yeah, I've considered getting like an original Xbox just to play them. Yeah, but I have them. I actually didn't even realize how much the Deadpool games were going for.
Like $100 on Amazon. I saw.
I have like the 360 and Xbox One, like hard copies for that. You know.
Yeah, they're worth a lot. They're worth a lot now. Yeah, I was thinking of buying that Deadpool game just so I could play it on PS4.
Yeah, it's a good game. I played it when it came out. I have this one video from one of the levels where there's like a copyright song that gets played. I want to say it's like Nat King Cole, Unforgettable, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something like that, and it has close to 1 million views, and I got paid for none of them because it was back in the day when like you couldn't just mute the song.
Yeah.
And it got claimed, and now it's too old and has too many views to like get rid of it. So it's so annoying, but like that game was a lot of fun and got me a lot of views too. So
oh yeah, definitely. That's the big thing. Yeah, if they made it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like if they did make another Deadpool game, it would have to live up to the legacy of that one, and that's what I'll be worried about. Like, who would make the game? Because I've heard people request the Deadpool game, but if it's not like that, I don't want it.
I would not want that game again. Like, the game was cool. High Moon made it, which is who made those Transformer games. Yeah. But it definitely wouldn't be them because they're just a Call of Duty mill now.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want it to be. I want it to be a Deadpool experience. Like, I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be watered down, sanitized bullshit.
I don't think it would be. I do think one of my favorite. There's a level where where Deadpool's like about to die or something, and Rogue like takes his powers, and it is it's for the horn dogs.
Oh, whatever, as it should be.
Yeah.
Did you put in your pre-order for 2K25?
Yeah, Sadal wants that Jason Tatum cover badly.
Well, yeah, Jay Shockblast. That's a question for Jay Shockblast. Did you request your 2K25 yet?
So they did give me a code for that Hulk Hogan action figure thing, and the guy that I talked to, I said, "Listen, I know I'm not a big NBA guy or anything, but if you guys do anything cool for Jason Tatum, just keep me in mind."
Nerd.
So yeah. Like, I'm not saying like I don't belong at like their event, their community day or anything.
Yeah, that's for like the dedicated.
Yeah. I'm not like saying, "Hey, can I go to that?" I'm just saying, you know, if you have like some cool poster or something, you know, like keep me in mind.
I don't want any part of Jason Tatum. I do like Jason Tatum, but I hate Boston. So I can't endorse that cover.
I'm all for it.
Aja Wilson, I'll get that. Give me that cover. Or
I think does she have her own cover, or is it just split with Tatum?
I think they're split. Doesn't Vince Carter have a cover as well?
Yeah, he's like the Ultimate Edition or something.
Yeah, that's a good cover. Yeah, Jason Tatum I can do without, but yeah, I'm not into that. But yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we're in the 2K20 NBA 2K25 hype cycle, so all the gameplay's coming out. I looked at the gameplay trailer. It looks cool. It looks cool, but the question in any 2K is always, okay, how does it actually play? Like they always announce all these new features, but it all comes down to how does it actually play? You know, what's going to work out, and how much are the VC prices going to be this year? Because they're usually they've been going up, Mr. Shockwest.
Yeah, well, I think I'm just gonna wait for it to go on sale, like when it's like $20, and just get my hard copy for the collection. I gave you my code last year. I'm not trying to make a big deal about it or anything, but probably be able to do that again.
But there's always hope.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll get it on sale later because I've seen it all the time. Like I think the previous 2K went on sale for like $20.
Yeah. One of the cool things about being a next maker is that like even if you don't, it's not like your genre. If they put out a game, you can just request a code and they'll give you one.
Boom.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I regretted giving you the code for like 3 days when it came out. And then I was like, whatever. I would probably not be playing anymore. So, because like, don't get me wrong, I love sports games. I like came up on sports games and everything, but like, they don't hold my attention the way they used to. Like, I completed my season of, I made the Tennessee Volunteers our national champions, for college football, and I'm having a very hard time doing a second season. And I got most of the achievements that I can get, so I'm kind of like,
the Volunteers is a terrible name, by the way.
I didn't name him, man. I lived in Tennessee when he dropped. So the Tennessee Volunteers is the only non-Boston team that I root for, because my dad was in the Marines, and we were stationed in Millington, Tennessee, which is just outside of Memphis. And when I was there, all my little friends were Tennessee Volunteer fans. Heath Schuler was the quarterback, and he ended up like going number 3 overall to the Redskins, and so he was really good. And then after he left, they had Peyton Manning. So I just like Tennessee was just always that one non-Boston team that I would root for.
You should change their name to the Shock Blast.
I actually went to their stadium when we went to Nashville, and we were driving home. We went a little out of the way to go to Knoxville and go to the stadium and see their campus and stuff like that.
Virtual inflation is fucking insane.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
No, it is. Savage just described as a casino. That is actually my team. It is literally actually it's not accurate to call my team a casino in NBA 2K, because if it was a casino, it would be shut down by the government because it's not ethical or legal in the way that it's operated. It's like it would be like the worst, because there was literally be no way it'd be allowed to exist as a real casino. It's that bad.
I stay out of all that. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's I never tried my, like I accidentally clicked on my team because of the way they like constantly send you push notifications and advertisements when you load into the game, and it took me like 5 minutes to get out of it because they kept saying, "Oh, here's packs. Get these packs. Look at these packs. Look at these packs. You have to open this." Like they literally force you to open stuff. But like I said, I just want to back out, so I had to literally close app and open the game back up because they were going to make me open like 5 packs just to exit and get back to the start again.
I just want to say, in some cases, I don't have a problem with this being the case. Not in this case, like not in the sports case and like the buying packs case and whatever, but like Mortal Kombat players are currently making a big deal about that. Oh, I bought the Elite Edition of Mortal Kombat 1, which was like $110, and now I have to spend another $50 for the expansion. And by the time this game, and then you have to buy skins, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's an expansion. Like, what do you
Yeah.
like? Baby's first DLC? What? Like, I don't understand. You got a bunch of new characters. Like, this is all like, I know it's new for fighting game people, right? But like if you want these games to continue, you want more content, you buy it. Like, it's not like,
Yeah,
what do you?
that's how expansion works. Yeah, in the case of 2K, it's not expansion. It's just like, oh, just you
Yeah,
want to play the game. Give me money.
but like, it's weird. It's weird because like you see new genres start to see this happen to their games, and it's like normal stuff for people that play any other game.
Yeah,
You know, like if you play like, I'm like, okay, so all right, you're gonna spend $150 to get the complete version of Mortal Kombat, and that's like one like event in Apex Legends.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Like, yeah, if they're this is what they don't seem to understand. If the game was free, you'd be spending the same money or
I mean, the
more.
game is free. You'd probably pay more. Like, you
You
look
would
at
pay more.
Fortnite. I can't even imagine how much money I've spent on Fortnite over the
Yeah,
many years I've played it. Like, even like
yeah.
like Marvel Heroes Omega, I probably spent at least $5,000 on that
Yeah,
game.
yeah. They have like a mental block because they don't look at it logically because they think, oh, because I paid to get into the game, then everything else after that entitles to be free. Even though if it was a free game, they would have to spend way more than they would have to on a premium game. Like, it's completely irrational. But that's how gamers are.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
like, it's not even new for Mortal Kombat. They literally did this in Mortal Kombat 11. You know, like they had the what was it, like Afterlife,
yeah.
something like that. I mean, I've
Something like
got the statue right there. You've got the Scorpion helmet, and then
that. Yeah.
there's the Sub-Zero helmet. So like,
Buying expansions for live service games. I mean, welcome to the modern world. Welcome to the last 15 years of gaming. Yeah, you play an ongoing game, you pay for ongoing content. Either you're paying for individual expansions or you're signing up for a subscription service. But yeah, if you want an ongoing game to continue to be ongoing, it costs money. It costs money to maintain. It costs money to make sure the CEO can buy luxury cars. Like it's called, like it cost. Like, you're not gonna get free updates forever. That's not a real business model.
it's weird to me because like I'll see people post pictures. They just spent like $400 on a pair of shoes that they're gonna like stick on a shelf.
Yeah,
And it's like, and you're sitting here complaining about like something that you're gonna get countless hours out of. Like, and I'm in no position to criticize anybody on like being a collector or whatever it may be. I'm just saying that,
but
like,
you kind of are, because you're a collector, but you're also not bitching about having to spend money on a live service game.
yeah, but like, but at the same time, like, I understand what it means to be a collector and everything, but like, I have no. If you love a game and you want to see them, like, I'm sorry, so many studios are just getting run into the ground by this mentality of, I'm not going to spend money on this because it should be free,
No,
like, and I'm just kind of over it. I just, like, the free to play games get away with so much and are the ones that
it's
end
the
up
same amount,
making, like
billions of dollars.
right, like, that's why so many people want to be free to play, like it like it's not just the whales on some of these games. It's like a legit
Yeah,
thing. Like
100%.
Fortnite makes, I like, just remember that one time that I got really lucky on the Fortnite creator code thing. Just seeing how much money they must make if they could pay me, like, over the course of a month, like 20 grand
Yeah,
in residuals for getting like a small percentage of what they were getting.
yeah,
Like, that's fucking insane
yeah.
that like that many people bought that much stuff,
Yeah. Even Epic, yeah, and the Epic layoffs were 100% mismanagement. Like it wasn't a lack of money. It was like they're wasting so much money that they ended up having to. They had to also had to. They were. I think they had to sell Bandcamp as well, because they were doing some unnecessary expansions. They also had that ongoing legal battle against Apple that they've been paying for. Yeah, that was 100% mismanagement. But
yeah, that they bought that mall that they were going to convert into their offices.
Yeah, that's just 1% on them. Like Fortnite makes them more than enough money. They get a lot of money from Unreal licensing Unreal Engine. They don't have a money problem. They had a moron CEO problem. That's what led to those. That's what led to those layoffs.
I played. I think I'm like level 125 this season. This season I did not like because they put a lot of emphasis on the cars.
Yeah.
And like some of the cars just do like insane damage, and I did not enjoy that as much. But you know, obviously I played a bit to get Magneto. There was a Fallout power armor.
Yeah.
That's like the last thing that I really need to make sure I unlock is the black power armor variant, which I'm very close to. But also, you know, Deadpool and Wolverine just came, which for a lot of people, they don't have either of them because they were both part of the last Marvel season.
Yeah.
So I've heard a rumor that Doctor Doom is in this Marvel season too.
Accurate.
And that would be weird.
Yeah. That was part of the leaked roadmap that Doctor Doom would be involved.
Like, I hope he's not like you're not getting like another Doctor Doom out of the season pass.
Maybe you're getting a Robert Downey Jr.
But like, I don't know what they would do. Like, you know, I have the OG Deadpool too. I love the new one though.
Yeah. I think I'll hop back on Fortnite for the Marvel season. I haven't installed it back, but I'll install it back for the Fortnite Marvel season.
Yeah.
Get my Marvel on. I'll come back for that one. It seems like it'll be fun, especially with how much they've upgraded Fortnite since the last Marvel season. I think we're on Unreal Engine 5.5 by now. Yeah, I might tap into it, but yeah, the free to play. What people also understand is like, in order for your non free to play game to even consider free updates, they have to, first of all, they have to be unlicensed. They also have to make a shitload of money, like off physical sales. Like Helldivers has been having, you know, free updates so far, except for like their war bonds. You know, even those are the new ones, the new premium ones. You can still earn them, you can still unlock them for free, but they also have I think they're also like, you know, a couple bucks to access them, but they have a free expansion coming out. But you know, they can get away with that because the game sold 12 million copies. So it's original IP. So
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. They gotta start like monetizing it a little bit better. I feel like even if you sold that many copies, like the trap you fall into is assuming that like you're not gonna it's just gonna be forever, and they're already finding out that it's not forever at all.
Yeah, they definitely lost a lot of players. We'll see what they come back, because I haven't played the game in a while either, and that's mainly because I didn't like what they had done with the game. I didn't like the bouncing changes. I felt like, you know, there wasn't really anything new that was striking my fancy. Like, I would mainly come back with Helldivers. I was patiently waiting for the new enemies to come and whatever. But in the meantime, I was like, oh, they got some cool new weapons. I'll come back for some cool new weapons. And then the weapons are either bad, or if they're good, they just nerf them into the ground. They have stuff. They still have major technical problems of stuff that's not working. Like there was a new weapon they added recently. It's this really cool like rocket launcher thing. It fires 4 rockets. It's really cool. You call it down, fairly short cooldown, and I was like, okay, cool. I'll run this on I took it on a bug mission and run it out there. You know, tried it on the Bile Titan, you know, big monster in the game, and from testing, I was like, okay, so they have a normal rocket launcher. It's single use. You fire it once, and it usually takes a couple shots to the head. It's supposed to take a couple shots to the head for that one to kill a Bile Titan. So I was like, okay, let's test this rocket out on the Bile Titan. So fire 2 shots, hit in the face, still coming. Fire the rest of the 2, still coming. I'm like, okay. So I dropped the expendable anti-tank that comes with two of those to the face, no effect. Someone else on my team had some expendable anti-tanks, fired 2 of those, no effect. So I close app and I go on Reddit and look up, see what's going on. And there's like apparently a bug where like randomly the Bile Titan doesn't take any damage to the head. So I'm like, how the fuck have they not fixed this yet? like what are we doing?
Apparently, a new Game of Thrones spinoff just got announced.
Another one?
A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
I still haven't watched a single episode of the new season.
I'm too behind.
House of Dragon. I'm behind on all of them. I haven't even finished episode 10 of last. I haven't finished the last episode of last season.
Set 100 years before Game of Thrones and 100 years after House of the Dragon.
All right. Well, keep it coming.
I didn't realize there was such a gap between House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones.
That's pretty good. If Rivals had friendly fire like Helldivers, it'd be a disaster.
Yeah.
It'll be an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Never seen Game of Thrones. You just started watching The Voice 3 days ago. Well,
I can't believe that we're getting another spinoff before getting a Jon Snow series.
I can absolutely believe it.
I mean, it's too late now, I feel like, but like a Jon Snow series would have been perfect if they didn't completely botch him at the end.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I gotta get tapped in again on Game of Thrones. I'll probably get to catch up on some stuff now that I'm not, in Marvel Rivals stream mode. I get to sit back, catch up on some anime I missed. Catch up on some shows. I'll probably watch one episode of Cape Crusader, see if it's because right now I can't really tell how good it is. I just look. I've only seen a little bit of it. I didn't like some of the changes, but I know that you're going to have the culture warriors who are going to say it's the worst thing ever because woke, and I know that they're going to be critics that are glazing it just out of spite because they don't want to give the anti-woke people any ammo. So I'm gonna have to just watch it for myself.
Yeah, there are definitely that is definitely a thing though. Like I think they're right up there with the toxic positivity people.
Yeah.
They're just the people that will like anything because they do something like this.
Yeah, 100%. We were seeing it with the Acolyte. There was so much people because I was seeing even regular usually positive critics were saying, yeah, this show's kind of bad, but because the anti-woke people were taking a victory lap, they were like, oh, actually, it's really not. No, it fucking sucked. It was a bad show. It's okay. We can acknowledge that those people were weird without pretending like the Acolyte was a good show. It wasn't. It was a bad show. Star Wars is not in a good place. So I'll watch episode of Cape Crusader myself. See if I like it. I'll mention it before. I'm not expecting much from it. I did enjoy The Adventures of Superman. I'm enjoying that. I like the Harley Quinn show. So those are some DC animated. Obviously, the Suicide Squad anime, Suicide Squad Isekai. I've been bigging up that one. That's
I opted out. Give me an English dub. I'll watch it.
It does have English dub.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't get it to work.
I watched it on. Where'd you watch it?
On Max.
I watched it on Disney.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah. I watched
Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus. So yeah, Disney Plus because I have. So if you have, it used to be if you have Disney Plus, you had to be in a different country to access the anime section. But because the anime was on Hulu. But if you have the Hulu bundle with Disney Plus, you can watch Hulu and Disney Plus in the same app. So all the anime just comes up through there. And I just watched it on there.
What about I do it online?
Yeah, because I have it connected, so I literally just searched Suicide Squad Isekai into the search bar on Disney Plus, and it came right up. They have I think the last I watched it, they had the first 6 episodes dubbed. I know Max had them, so I didn't watch. didn't start watching it on X. I started watching it on Disney Plus. I know at about episode 5 or 6, I think that's when the dub ran out on Disney Plus. But they definitely have dubbed episodes.
Yeah, I'm not getting it on.
Yeah. Otherwise,
wait, I might have it on.
Yeah, it's definitely on Hulu.
Yeah, I have it on Hulu.
It's definitely on Hulu. I have mine because my Hulu and Disney are connected.
Dub.
I can watch them all. Yeah.
Okay. Episode 3, 4, 5 dub, 6 dub, 7 dub.
Oh, perfect. So
8 dub.
It's been a couple weeks, so they updated. They added more dubs. Sorry.
Okay, then I'm gonna watch that because I wanted to watch it, but I don't listen. I understand there are people that are fine with subtitles. I'm not like that because I'm hearing impaired. It's hard enough for me to
100%.
Keep up. I just want to hear it in English. I don't.
That's why I recommended it because I actually watched it dubbed. That's why I thought you might like it because I was like, oh, it has dubbed episodes, so he'll.
Yeah, I'm not. I more power to you, Steven, if that's what makes your schlong hard. But
Yeah, I was up to episode 7. I was just waiting for 8 to drop, and now that it's dubbed, I'll definitely tap back in and check it out because I was really enjoying it.
Yeah, because it looked kind of crazy.
It was very crazy. I like it. Joker's very different. He's more of a so far he's more of kind of like an anti-hero than the Joker we know. But it's pretty cool. Their Peacemaker interpretation is fantastic. I love what they did with Clayface. Harley's a delight. They have a really good Waller. It's a really cool show. I love that they've combined DC with the isekai genre. That's really cool. It's actually my favorite. It's definitely my favorite genre of anime. I realized because no matter what, obviously it's oversaturated because it's so popular. But even just the slop, I can find enjoyment if it's isekai. I think it's just such a cool premise, and there's usually some really cool, interesting stuff to be had. Even the bad ones I tend to enjoy if they have some, because they tend to have some redeeming qualities. I just love me some isekai. It's great. I'm glad more Americans will get to experience the genre.
He's just staring at me. Evie has been put away in her room because she's just too crazy tonight.
Yeah.
I don't even notice. I keep looking over because she's just all over the place.
I think he wants belly rubs.
Yeah.
Need it done because it hurts your eyes trying to read the subtitles after a while.
Yeah.
Only like reading. I actually love reading. I don't mind reading subtitles at all. That's usually my default. But if I'm eating, I don't want to be watching a dub. I want to be watching a sub because I have to look down, and I don't want to have to miss anything. So I like having. So sometimes it's more convenient just to have the dub. But if the dub is bad, I'm just turning it off. I'm just not watching it. I'm just not doing it.
I just would rather. I don't want to distract myself from what's going on. I like to watch what's going on and not have to read.
Yeah, I've watched enough. I've watched enough subtitle stuff that I gain a bigger appreciation. I connect usually more. But if it's a really good dub, I can definitely appreciate it. But just sometimes the dub just isn't good enough, or sometimes with subtitle version to me is just so much better, especially at portraying the emotions and everything. So I'll default to subtitle, but if the dub is available, I'll check it out to see if it's good. And if it is, then I can rock out with that. But I'm not one of these people who are insisting, oh, if you don't watch anime and sub, you're not a real. No, I don't care. That's weird. Watch however you want. But I think there's just some anime that in projects that objectively just sound like dog shit in dub, and I refuse to listen. I refuse to watch it if it's a bad dub. I'll just do the sub because I like the sub anyway. But a bad dub is just offensive to my ears. I can't do it. The voice. I'm more sensitive to the voice acting than then I guess normal. Maybe I hear a bad dub and I'm out immediately. Especially on Netflix with the live action stuff, like those dubs are horrible.
I just don't watch enough. I still haven't watched Godzilla -0
-1.
-1.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. It was fantastic. As soon as I found out it was on Netflix, I watched it. It was great.
My brother is like a massive Godzilla fan. And I know he has it. Like I think he got like the Japanese version. I actually have this little Godzilla in my desk setup.
It's great. It was great.
Gojira. Speaking of Gojira, the Olympics, heavy metal band playing at the Olympics. Freaking! I don't know if you saw that during the opening ceremony.
I haven't been watching any of the Olympics. I've just been catching like some of the memes and the highlights and the stories that are coming out. I saw it just seems crazy. I saw people talking about the guy that proposed to his girlfriend after she won gold. Mm-hmm. And somebody on Twitter got mad and said that he made it about himself.
I kind of think proposing is like a two-person thing.
Yeah, whatever. That's
like it's about both of them.
That just sounded to me like a person who's never been proposed to.
Yeah. I don't know though. I will say I've been watching. I love the Olympics.
You're an Olympic guy.
I love the Olympics because like it just makes me feel good about
the world,
our country. It's when we're at our best. We see people that come from all sorts of different places in life, and they're doing it, for love of country, and I look at like Noah Lyles just won the 100-meter dash today. But I don't know if you saw this, but they had literally by 0.005 seconds.
Wow.
Over a Jamaican dude, and like somebody just happened to retweet him. And he's like, I have asthma, allergies, dyslexia, ADD, anxiety, and depression. But I will tell you that what you have does not define what you can become. Why not you? And it's like, this dude just won a gold medal.
Holy shit.
In the 100-meter dash. Like
that is. I guess a Jamaican.
Yeah, which is, I think an American got the bronze too. And this is like, my wife and I were talking about this earlier. Like, I feel like the 100-meter dash is like the premier event. Like, you're like one of the super athletes of the world.
100%.
If you win, like we all remember Ben Johnson,
Yeah.
And what was of course now I can't remember his name, but the Jamaican Usain Bolt. Yeah, exactly. Like we all remember, like that is like
what a name, by the way.
Yeah, right.
I'm literally born to be the fastest man alive.
Yeah, so like exactly the fastest man alive. That's what we like think about, and I don't know, like it's just crazy. And I just think I love watching the US basketball team because like I get to like root for these players because they're American, and like
fortunately they're playing better so far.
Yeah. I mean, I've loved watching Derek White play because like he's a guy that you wouldn't think would have ever been on this team, and he's like playing great,
He's doing what Derek White always does. He just makes winning plays. Like
but like I'm enjoying like watching Bam, Adebayo.
Fantastic.
Because like
shout out Miami.
For once, I'm not just terrorized watching him play.
Yeah, you can enjoy it. You can actually enjoy it.
But then getting to root for like LeBron, which is something I never do because I hate LeBron. But
same.
Except when it says USA on his chest.
Yeah, even
then Kevin, like seeing Kevin Durant,
KD every four. When LeBron USA, I'm like whatever. But KD, yeah, I like KD. That's my guy.
Yeah, but like I don't know, man. I get in. Like my dad was a Marine, so it's like I grew up very patriotic, and I've always just loved the Olympics for that.
Yeah, so. I did not grow up very patriotic, but I grew up loving sports. So I grew up in a sports family.
Yeah, so I've been trying to catch the U.S. games at least as much as I can.
You never root for KD. I like KD. It's kind of hard to hate KD. Like he just plays ball. Like he's just a pure baller. Like he's sensitive. He has a burner account on Twitter, but he just at the end of the day, he's a baller. I feel like LeBron is way more hateable than KD.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
LeBron sucks. Holy fuck, I hate LeBron. like it hurts that he's such a great player because I fucking cannot stand LeBron.
U.S. smacked up Puerto Rico yesterday, Nava.
Yeah. I mean, Carlos Arroyo's retired, so they don't really have anything.
I'll be honest. Honestly, all the guys on the Puerto Rican team sounded like Americans. like there's like a lot of Johnsons and Smiths. It was like, what the fuck?
They're trying something. Yeah, I remember when they had Carlos Arroyo, Puerto Rico was actually kind of scary.
Didn't we play Puerto Rico yesterday in basketball?
Yeah, it was yesterday or the other day. Yeah, they fucking destroyed Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I want to see how they do against France. That's the question. Like they beat Serbia, who they already beat in the exhibition. That was the one team they beat easily in the exhibition. They beat
South Sudan.
They beat South Sudan in a rematch after actually finally making the adjustments and benching Embiid, which is what they should have done in that game. Plus they had KD back. They beat Puerto Rico, who literally has nobody, and so it's going to be. We got to see how they do against some real teams. Like that France team is really dangerous with Ricochet, Wemby, and Rudy Gobert. That's a dangerous team. Canada's got some really talented players as well.
I think Canada is like the favorite for the silver.
Yeah, they got SGA, they got RJ Barrett. Like that's a really good team.
I guess the French are like booing Embiid for like playing for US.
Well, he is. Well, I think he's technically from Cameroon. So
yeah, he's a US citizen though.
But yeah, he's a US citizen. I guess they thought he should be playing internationally, but he's a US citizen. He has a citizenship. He wants to play for America. So I'm fucking play for America, even though he's playing like shit. Play for America if he wants to. Yeah, he has the right.
Yeah.
I
don't know. That's one thing that's been weird lately because like even like some of the guys in South Sudan I think are like American citizens that loosely might have some backstory there, but I can't. I have a hard time criticizing South Sudan at all. I heard that they don't even have an indoor basketball like court anywhere in the country.
Jesus.
That they actually have to go to Rwanda, and they call themselves like a bunch of refugees that like just happen to like get together to play basketball.
Damn, could they get a donation? I know
Luol Deng is like they're in the process of building one.
Yeah, I figured because when Luol Deng was involved, like, well, he's got money. Like he could build him a gym.
Yeah, so I guess they're in the process of getting that worked on. But like that's
crazy.
But like I don't know if you saw the video of the girl from St. Lucia that won the
100. I watched that one. That was great.
Yeah, there's like this video of like people in St. Lucia, like just how much it meant to them. It was like, of course I wanted Sha'Carri Richardson to win, but like, damn, that's kind of cool. It's their first ever medal, and
their whole town is like out there,
and they're just like this island, and like when we went to Bermuda last year, I was struck by just how small it was.
Yeah,
and I'm like, damn, how do these people live? Because you have to import so much, and it's just wild. So
yeah, they figure it out. They use their resources. They import. Yeah, they do what they got to do.
I still keep. I got a $2 bill from Bermuda, and I still keep it in my wallet.
Well, that's actually real money.
Yeah,
it looks like something someone made in art class.
It looks like Canadian money, like Monopoly money.
It does. But it looks faker than Canadian money.
Yeah,
it literally looks like someone made that in crayon.
They got like Poseidon on it, and I actually went to this building right here. Like I don't know.
It definitely looks cool. It's definitely nice looking money. Yeah. It does not look like real money.
Bermuda Monetary Authority. Yeah, it's not even in good shape, but it's like the literal only paper money I got while I was in Bermuda.
That's why they call them money bags. You got currency everywhere.
That's literally the only foreign currency I have. Like I don't even have Canadian. Have you ever felt Canadian money?
No.
Like I was up in Canada, I don't know, a few years ago. We went to a wedding outside of Toronto, and it like even feels like plastic. It's weird.
I'll ask High Ruler to mail me some. So I could,
Yeah.
so I could experience. I don't consider them real anyway. That's not real money.
Yeah.
They exist because we allow them to.
Right.
Their money is no good. It's no good here. But I think we wrap it up. I'm ready to take my well-deserved somewhat of a vacation and rest up now that Rivals is over. Get ready for next week. We're about 5 days away from my D23, so looking for that. Podcast should be normal time on Friday. Thank you once again, Jay Shockblast, for accommodating me. I honestly was asleep like 30 minutes before the show started.
I figured because like I logged on to StreamYard at like 9 or 8, like 7:45, and there was like nothing created. I'm like, oh, maybe he fell asleep and we're just not going to do it.
I took a nap. I set my alarm. I took a couple hour nap. I set an alarm for 7:30. I woke up at exactly 7:30 with the alarm going off. It took me until 7:38 to get up, and then I created everything and then set it up.
Yeah, because I went up to go to the bathroom just in case, and then I came down and I was like, oh, there it is.
Boom, that's just working my magic. I will enjoy Suicide Squad, sir. I just pretty much finished my Mrs. Freeze build. It is pretty much complete. So there, suck it. I just gotta beat Brainiac on stream, and then I'll start. I'll probably do a little bit of mastery stuff, but yeah, it's it is what it is. Not. I'm just waiting for Deathstroke, honestly. We'll see.
Right.
All right. Well, okay. We'll catch y'all next time. I'm Sadat the Gamer.
I am Jay Shockblast.
Zip it up and zip it out.
The enemies call me Namor.
Namor.
Namor.